Hi guys, it's me Karen, and I've come to do a picture in the ink house. I'm having fun coloring in this one. This one's going to be done with Inktense and Distress ink. So what I'm going to do is show you the page we are going to do. I have done this side here, and I am going to do the opposite side. Okay, now if you can tell that we have twins here. Okay, and if I turn the page, let's see, we have the story up here. When the house is finally quiet, Stardust the owl, who's this, and the Pugworthy twins, which are on the next page, can be found stargazing in the attic, scouring the sky with their telescope in search of new constellations. And so far they've discovered the toilet brush, the left shoe, and the most excitingly, the plank of wood. So that's what they have found so far. Anyway, I went ahead and I did this one just so I could make sure I would get the coloring right. And the Pugworthy brothers here are one in a tie and one in a paisley shirt. So the tie and the shirt are done both in paisley and will be done in the same color. Along with his glasses, he will have the same color as his shirt. And then the little guy's face will be done the same as the other guy. They don't give me their proper names, so I can't call them Pugsworth 1 and 2, I guess. So what we're going to do is I've already laid out a palette that I used on him, and it's the chocolate, the saddle brown, tan, and then I have some black up here just in case. And I will be using my Pentel ink water brush, inking brush. That's kind of silly, but that's what I use it for. It's for watercolors. The Distress ink that I will be using is the Cracked Pistachio, which I thought did a really good job on his tie. Other inks that will be coming in are a little bit of pumice stone and gathered twigs. And these are two tones that I did a little bit of work around the face with. And I also used a little bit of the antique linen on his shirt on this side, and I may use it to darken up some of the areas on this shirt. Okay, so we've got everything here, and I will move the camera down and we will get started. Okay, we will get started on his face. Now there is layering going on this, so when I first start, it might look a little funny, but at the end, as always, it'll turn out. So I'm going to take a little of the tan here first and mix it with the saddle brown, and we're just going to bring it in and up his face here. Same with his little chin. A lot of water coming out of this brush for some reason, but that's okay. I'm going to add it up here on his wrinkle. These guys are so cute. My daughter's always wanted a pug. This is just the saddle brown straight up because he needs a darker upper nose. Okay. I'm going to take in some of the chocolate, kind of mix it with the saddle brown and put it in the darker areas here. Let me just bring it out and give him a light tan cheek. And kind of the same up on his forehead, just going in the wrinkle areas and feathering it out. It's okay if I get it on the glasses because I'll be painting the pistachio on there later. A little shadowing is okay. He might get a little darker than the other puppy, but that's okay. It's really hard to get two pictures to look identical. At least it is for me. So I'm just going in between the saddle brown and the tan to get some darkness coming in here. Okay. Add a little more of that color down here, and this is this saddle brown just to darken up here. Okay, I'm going to take a little of the chocolate here and I'm going to accentuate a line coming down his face here. And bleed that out a little bit. And what that does is kind of accent his little lip there. And kind of bring it down to his jowl line. Okay. I'm gonna do his ears. Kind of a dark black brown color. Hopefully you can see that. I probably took it out of focus. Do a little bit more down here. Okay, now I'm going to let that dry, and while we're letting that dry, we're going to go ahead and do some of his shirt down here. So I'll make sure he's in focus on the shirt. Okay, this is going to be done in the cracked pistachio. And if I can get a piece of paper out, there we go. I'm going to use it as a test to make sure I get the right color on here. Okay, so I got some yellow on the pad, but that's all right. And as I always do, I only put 1/2 of this on the ink pad. So just that half, and that's the portion I'm going to use. I try not to get it up here, but because I wasn't paying attention, I did. So we want to be careful not to get that on the page because it will leave a line. So what we're going to do is just go around the shirt. Now, like in the darkest areas is where I'll go first, and just drag that corner down. So that is where the darkest spot's going to be, and then I'll just take off the rest of the ink on the pad very gently, and this is very light pressure. It's like set it down and just drag it across. There's no pushing down on this. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing over here. Put a dark spot around there and then just bring the ink down. You can always put more ink on, but if you get a dark line, it's not the easiest thing to blend out, but it's not impossible. And one of the things that you can remember, I'm going to stick a piece of paper down here so it doesn't bleed onto the other paper, is that this is water soluble. So if you get lines that you don't want, you can always take your water brush or a paintbrush and add water to it and kind of erase it. Okay, now there's another dark seam on this side, sorry, of his shirt, so I'm going to put it down on there first, down there, and then just lightly bring that ink down on this side. Same on his collar here, just walk it in. I don't want to get it too close to his brother's shirt here, so we'll just fade it gently out on that side. And kind of rough it up there on the corners. And I'll do his collar. And I'm going to leave the buttons white, or should I say white-ish. A little bit under his chin there. Okay, and I also have the little detail tool, so any place that I want to get darker, or any of these lines that I want up by his face, around the buttons, darker in areas, I'll just use that tool itself, and I think that looks pretty good. He's nice and green here, or pistachioized. Okay, we're going to do his glasses. Oh, maybe I'll wait, because there's more inking I have to do on his face. Yeah, I'm going to wait on that. So on his shirt, we will add some darkness in here because it just looks like dark green. And I'm going to bring in a little of the brown in here. Now the antique linen that I used on his brother's shirt, I think is going to be too light to add any shadowing on him, on his shirt, because of the bright green. So I'm just going to bring in some gathered twigs, and I'm going to use the detail tool here, and just right here where his shirt meets the panel that comes down, I'm going to darken that, and then darken under his collar here. And then the portion up here by his sleeve and around his neck. Okay, same on the other side, right down here. Right around the collar. And down the side and around his neck. Under his chin. And that kind of gives us our shading. Can add a little shading down on this side without getting it on his brother's shirt. Yeah, I think that looks cool. We'll be doing the same kind of thing on his glasses when they're done. So I can take the paper out and then we will get back to working on his face. Okay, I'm sorry, but I did notice when I was looking at the video, because what I have to do is I film a little bit and then I have to put it in Movie Maker, then I go back. I noticed the angle of the camera wasn't terribly good when I was doing this, but I was going to show you again, just taking the dark ink right up in this area here and pulling it down and along these lines, because I know my hand was in the way when I was doing that, so just doing it that way. And I might want to do that just along that stitching line there. And then I decided on the buttons, might as well just make them brown. So I'll do both of those buttons. Boom, and that is just the gathered twigs. So that's all I did was take the side of this little inker and do that also. We can add a little more down there. And then just pull it out. But again, it's very light pressure that I'm doing this, almost barely grazing the paper. Okay. Now what we're going to do is his eyeballs. We'll get them up here. And it's the saddle brown that I used on his brother here. And we're just going to go in and put that color down. And a little up there, and just cover the whole black area with the one color. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. And there we have his eyes. I will darken this area up a little bit with a pencil. We're going to go in now and darken him up a little bit more. So right around his glasses area, we're going to put another coat of the saddle brown and blend it out. Up around his eyes. And down here by his glasses, try to make sure his little cheek is colored. His nose needs to get darker, so we're going to darken those lines. Right around his nose and his fur line here. And on this side over here. I thank you guys for leaving comments on my last video. Said I had new lights and a lot of you commented on it. Thank you so much. It helps me when I get feedback on things that aren't all coloring. Decided that the light looked really good in the other room I was using for a couple of videos because it was natural light right in the or on the desk. The problem I found was going to happen during the summer that room is great for natural light, but it's also going to be so bloomin' hot in there that I'd have to run a fan, and that would be making noise. You know that I've had problems with people hearing me because I don't yell in the camera. I'm a very quiet person. So, I mean, I've tried to make it better by getting a microphone that I can, you know, turn my volume up on me. But I mean, if I turned the volume up on me in there with a fan running, I don't think you'd hear me. So I decided that I would come back into my regular room, which is my bedroom. And because the lighting in here isn't the best, because there is not a window very close to my desk, and my camera always had a little bit of, my camera, it's my phone, so I had a little bit of problem trying to adjust to that. A little bit of the chocolate in here just to darken up the darkest spots down here. Bleed that out. Anyway, so I bought a set of lights to use in here. And they're working quite well, I think. Okay, so we've darkened him up a bit, and I'm going to bring in the Gathered Twigs ink also. I want his forehead up here to have a little more shading, so I'm just going to bring some of that down like I did on his brother. Give him a little bit of color up there. I have to be careful because feathering on his ear. Some of this is still probably wet. To be careful. We're going to put a little of this right across his forehead and kind of push that up into the wrinkles. These little puppies are so cute. And we're going to add some of this in the dark spots of his face too. So putting it in the darkest spots and then just bringing it out. But remember, I'm not putting much pressure on this. Okay. Down here by his nosy, on his nosy. Like I said, if I get in on the glasses, it's okay. They need a shadow anyway. Okay. Down around his little cheek down here. Bring some of that color up. A little over here on his fur. And a tiny bit more up here. Okay, now I gotta do the other side of his face. So we're gonna darken it here. Just bringing a little color in on this side. Okay. Looks pretty good. A little more on his chin. Okay, and now we have to do the glasses. So we're going to put away the ink, at least that one, and we're going to bring in the pistachio. I'm going to try to do it with the mini ink tool. We'll see how this goes. So start on the eyepiece over here. I'm tilting it so I don't get green all over his face. Those look cute. Go across the bridge here. And I will be seeing if I can find a pencil that kind of goes with this color. Do the other side over here. Okay. A lot darker around his nose area here. It's kind of splotchy, but that's all right. Let's see. I'll use the polys here and see if we have a color that's sort of pistachio-y like. I don't know if I find a color. I put a bunch of ink down here. That might work. This is phthalo green. Emerald green's too bright. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. Light phthalo green and dark phthalo green. Which is not dark, it's just plain old phthalo green. So I will leave the pencils names down below. And we will go in here and add some of the light in any areas that I did not get enough ink down. I was a little worried about that, but it's okay. So just a light touch on the pencil. I'll just be going over the inking. I'll do 1/2 of these and then I'll do the other half off camera. Sorry, losing train of thought. I'm coloring. Okay, where I want it darker, I'm just going to use the phthalo green. go on this side, closest to the lens. Oh, that was a big truck going up the road. And then we'll go on this side here. Since we have lenses in these glasses, the plastic would tilt there, and it would here also, so we're going to darken that up a little bit. And then we'll just go back in with the light phthalo green, probably saying that wrong, and just blend it in. To darken this area up a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other side of the glasses over here. I'm trying to think if I did anything else on this little guy that I didn't do on this little guy. I don't think so yet. I'm going to add some Posca in his eyes. If you want, you can also go down and add some detail to the shirt. I'm not sure how much of that I'm going to do, but it's fun to play. Anyway, so they're not getting any other glitter or anything, so what I'll do is get the Posca pen and we'll add the highlights in the eyes. This one's already here, but we want to add it in, and then he's got these little lines over here, so we're going to add them in over on this side. And just add the white in there, along with his brother's got the same thing doing. And then because the glasses have got lenses in them, they have to have some kind of line. There was this big line here, but I'm not a fan of it, so I'm going to go over the line here and just put in some lines and dots here for the glasses. There we go. And we'll do that for the same on his brother. There. And kind of fix that one up a little bit. So the only thing I have left to do is darken up his little nose. And I'm going to get a black pencil for that after I drop everything else on my desk. So we just add a little dark up here on his nose and darken the line that comes up, just so it separates his little nosy from his fur. And then we can darken up his little mouth and some of this top of his chin up here. And that is our brothers all finished. Just touching up his brother's nose over here. This one will dry a little lighter, and like I said, I'll finish his glasses and I'll show you the picture at the end of the video. But for right now, that is what we have. Whoops, sorry. There we go. So thanks guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. If you like these kind of videos, give it a thumbs up and ring the bell for notifications. Thanks again for watching guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care now. Bye.